Ba, 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 ba. Bum, 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 bum. Ba, 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 bum. Ba, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum.
Hey, shut it!
And in that same spirit, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to
Your
the
mom's
MCU
house.
Revisited, where me and these fine gentlemen here, because no one ever else joins this podcast, even though I invited Danny,
Yeah, Kaylin was like, "You don't have to be on this one." I was like, "Just Winston and Eric." And in my head, I was like,
Nobody wants to watch
I was
that.
like, even Winston wasn't happy about that. And then I was like, Kaylin, like Danny didn't watch it. He didn't watch it,
No.
so it's just gonna be Winston and Eric.
Yeah. I texted him a week ago, and I was like, hey, can you do it Wednesday? Before I texted you guys. And he was like, yeah, totally. That sounds great. And I was like, okay. And I sent out the text, can everybody else do it Wednesday? Yup. Where is he now? I'm not going to remind him.
Where are you,
I'm not going to
Danny?
remind him.
Where are you now?
Anyways, this is Marvel Revisited, where we rewatch and rank every MCU movie in order. That is right. Eric.
Let's make a hubbubaloo because this is the final film of Phase 2.
Yeah.
We did it, guys. We did it. We got through another phase of Marvel films.
Feels like we did it like in a month.
It's so it was like the same with the last phase where it's like it's like the race to Avengers, and then after that it's like you need a mental break from Marvel. And it was same with this last one, so it's like I didn't watch this movie until literally like 2.5 hours ago because I just forgot yesterday to watch it.
It's so fresh in your mind then.
The flight attendant.
Yeah, I think I watched this Sunday, something like that. So this is 3 days ago, something like that. Yeah, but anyways, it's gonna be fun because now we get to rank the phases.
Oh yeah, we do get to rank the phases.
Can't see me.
His name is John C.
Did you say what movie you were ranking, Eric, or not yet?
No.
Okay, all right. What movie are we ranking?
Let me pull this bad boy up and tell you. Today, on Marvel Revisited, we will be ranking AntMan, man.
Very nice. AntMan came out July 17th, 2015.
I have a question.
Why?
And I'm fairly certain
Why?
I know the answer. But Disney had bought Star Wars already at this point, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because there is Star Wars something in this film. I wonder if you guys caught it.
Budget of 169 million. Box office of 519 million. Directed by Peyton Reed. Screenplay written by Edgar Wright, Joe Cornish, Adam McKay, and Paul Rudd.
Wow.
Which I thought was cool.
Yes, I didn't even know that Edgar Wright was connected to this film.
Oh, you didn't know, dude? Yeah.
I had
at the
no idea.
time, there was so much hullabaloo because Edgar Wright was supposed to direct it.
Mm-hmm. And he started directing.
And I think he didn't finish because he didn't like the lack of creative control.
Creative differences. Yep.
There's a lot of that
which
in Disney.
I get it. And shout outs to Peyton Reed. It's a good film.
Yeah.
Edgar Wright would have made a better film.
Ooh.
But like the cohesiveness matters, bro. Like it matters. And if James Gunn can come in with all of his bravado and uniqueness and make a film that fits, Edgar Wright, you could have done it, bro. I feel like this is an ego issue.
It definitely is. This was obviously his pet project, though. Like he wanted. Well, you know what? Introducing Marvelous Facts. This is a huge section. I got so many facts about the movie that could have been. Director Edgar Wright, a big fan of Ant-Man, proposed the film to Marvel in 2003 describing it as an action-adventure comedy, a cross-genre action and special effects bonanza. He had been developing the movie since then, shooting a test reel and hiring the cast, and was close to begin shooting the movie. However, in 2014, he dropped out due to creative differences with Disney, which had bought out Marvel Studios 5 years prior. Edgar Wright wanted the film to be completely standalone with no references to the other films in the MCU. This plan did not match the studio's plan for the MCU. This, among other factors, led to Wright leaving. According to Evangeline Lilly, Hope's role was much smaller in Edgar Wright's draft. It was beefed up significantly during rewrites, with Lilly providing some ideas and inputs. Jordan Peele was originally cast when Edgar Wright was still director, I presume, as Ant-Man. And Emma Stone was offered the role of Hope Van Dyne, but passed on the role. A bunch of there was 5 different facts there, but yeah, it is interesting what could happen.
After hearing that, I didn't realize that this was so huge to him, working on it since 2003 earlier, probably. And I get it, I get it that it's like, man, this is his thing. He's been working on it since before the MCU even existed. And then, here comes Disney and they're like, nope, you got to fit it in our box. And Edgar Wright, I mean, you guys have seen his films. Baby Driver, Dawn of the Dead. I mean, it keeps going. Those are, Hot Fuzz. He's an awesome director. And he also is another one of those directors that is great with soundtracks. So I do think he would have made a better film. And it's a shame that he just couldn't, what's the word? When two things come together.
Mesh?
I think it starts with a C.
I don't know, dude.
Compromise?
It's a shame. Kind of. It's a shame that he just couldn't put it together with the MCU vision. Because, I get the standalone film, and it would have been a better film, guaranteed. But it also wouldn't have been part of this bigger, amazing thing that the MCU and Disney is doing at that time anyway. So we lost something, but we did get a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But I have no doubt that it would have been a better film if Edgar Wright if this was just a standalone Edgar Wright film. That being said, I don't know if the world of the MCU would have been better for it.
Yes, that's a huge thing because as we get into ranking importance and everything, this movie is important, but I was thinking when I was watching it, man, what this kicks off of course goes into Ant-Man and the Wasp, and that movie is incredibly important to the MCU. So it's if he had hopped on and was no, this isn't connected at all to anything, and then they wanted to make a sequel and he wanted that creative control, then it would have been parting ways then as well. So
I wonder if Kevin Feige knew that this was the seed that was going to be planted for Endgame. I wonder if he knew at this time. He probably did.
Mm-hmm.
It's another reason.
Well, gentlemen, let's get into the dirty stuff.
To the nitty-gritty.
Starting off with Eric. How many times have you seen Ant-Man, and did anything change rewatching it?
This will be my second time. It's one of you might as well just watch the other podcasts and be like, yeah, man, he does that a lot.
I'm surprised though, because the humor is so I know that you enjoy the humor in your films, and this is one of those where it's the humor is main, up center. It's in center.
Yeah, I love Paul Rudd too.
Mm-hmm.
I think they did a great casting job. And I did want to buy it on DVD, so I had it. That's before Disney Plus and streaming and all that stuff, but I always looked for good deals for the Marvel DVDs, and there was rarely I like to try to get them on Blu-ray, and it's I'm not going to pay outlandish prices for Ant-Man on DVD for Blu-ray. So I kept on the lookout, and then by that time Disney Plus rolled around. I was like, well, I don't need to buy any more Disney movies. I have Disney Plus. So that's what happened. And then, There's other Marvel movies that I like way more, but it's not a bad film. I do have my problems with it, but all in all, it's a good movie.
Cool. Nate, how many times have you seen Ant-Man? Did anything change when
Been-
watching it?
This is probably my 4th time.
Oh, wow.
Fun fact, the last time I watched it, it was when me and Kaylin were still dating. I was at her father's old apartment up in, where was that apartment, babe? Where's
Columbia.
Boondocks? Is Boondocks North Glen?
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, it was I was in North Glen. And I remember thinking, like, man, it would suck if like Stan Lee died, you know? Like he's so old. He died like how much later did he die, babe? He died the next day.
Oh my god.
You! It was you!
Oh, it was insane, bro. So that's the last time I watched it.
Oh my gosh.
I watched it in theaters, of course.
Yep. For me, this is also my 2nd time watching it.
Wow.
You guys are fake Marvel fans.
How dare you?
Second
So-
time?
No,
It's your
come on,
second
dude.
time?
Come
You know how many-
on.
There's a lot
You
of
know
Marvel
me.
It's a
You
good movie.
yeah, it is a good movie. But you know me, I prefer the Winter Soldiers, the Civil Wars, the even the Iron Mans, the Infinity Wars, the darker, the more heavier
Just
subject
name-
matter.
just naming all the other.
I know, right?
Well,
Like,
for me,
like,
I don't go back and I watch this or Ant-Man and the Wasp or Thor Ragnarok, or even Guardians 2. Like, I don't go back and watch those movies because I enjoy them. They're great movies, but they're just not what I like to go back and rewatch.
Yeah,
So
for me, it's just like it's all part of this giant cohesive story, and it's like it all connects together and it all informs each other. So it's like if I want to fully appreciate that next part, I gotta remember and refresh about this other one.
Mhm.
And it doesn't hurt that like most of these films are good.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know?
Yeah.
So it's not like, oh God, I gotta watch Thor the Dark World again. And also it's like I just think like, was it that bad? Was it that bad?
And then you think of Malekith and you're like, it was that bad.
Yeah, that was really bad.
Well, let's rank the importance to the MCU. Let me get you your.
I don't even know how we're gonna rank it because like there's an argument to be said that this is like one of the most important films ever because of the whole quantum realm stuff. But it's like,
I don't think. I don't
how
think we're there
important
yet.
is that?
Yeah, because when he was already bringing up Ant-Man and the Wasp, and I feel like they dive way more into the quantum realm in that movie.
Exactly, and that's
I
why
feel like-
that movie is going to rank a lot higher, in my opinion, than this one. This one introduces it. That one introduces it, which is very important, but we only get a very brief glimpse at the quantum realm, and then the rest of it is just it's about Ant-Man.
I still feel like of the two films, I feel like this one is more important. Like I feel like if Ant-Man 2 didn't exist, like we wouldn't lose that much because the characters are already introduced in this, the ideas are already introduced in this, the possibilities are already introduced. And it's like the second one, it just fills it out more. It doesn't really add anything new.
Yes, but
Go ahead.
sorry, but the big thing that we need when we get to Endgame is the fact that the quantum realm, the rules of time are different in the
He
quantum
says
realm.
that in this film twice. Hank Pym says it to him once, and then when Scott is in the quantum realm, he's hearing it again in his head. So it's like I said, the ideas are already there. Like everything you need for Endgame is given to you in this film, and all the characters are given to you, all the ideas are given to you. Like even the idea of the Wasp is given to you. Even the idea, and there's like so much. Like there, I don't think there's anything new in Ant-Man and the Wasp. And I may be forgetting because I haven't seen it in a long time. But yeah, I mean, I think everything you need is in this film. Like that's what I'm saying. Like between the two, I think this is the more important one. Because this
Interesting
stuff
argument.
it also introduces the ideas.
It does
Whereas
introduce,
in the
yes.
second one, it just builds off of them. It doesn't really introduce any
But
of them.
I feel like
So it's
in
a
this one,
little
it's
bit
just,
more awkward
yeah,
of
it's
a
just,
jumping off point.
yeah, exactly. It's just, they do it so vaguely that they're like, yep, you know, you can do that, you can grow and you can shrink, and then, oh, don't shrink too small. And that's kind of all we get in this movie. Where in the other one, you know, they really get to see what
Yeah,
the
they
quantum realm is
do.
like, that it's possible to find your trajectory in the quantum realm and all that, which is super important as well. It's, I don't know. You are correct. Technically,
they do that in Endgame.
yeah, I know. They have to do more in Endgame, but still.
Yeah.
It's, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. Let me say the list real quick, all right? I'm going to do the top 5, all right? Avengers, Age of Ultron, Guardians, Winter Soldier, Thor. I guess.
Over Thor.
Definitely over
Right?
Thor.
Right?
Yes.
Well, okay,
Say
well,
over
hold on.
Thor.
Let's think about it. Thor introduces Thor, the Asgardians, Loki, you know, it introduces a lot.
The 9 realms.
It introduces a ton. So let's actually think about this. This film, it introduces a bunch of characters. None of them really matter for these first 3 phases that much. You know, Scott Lang is the most important, and then Hank. Everybody's kind of important, but like I would still say that Loki and Thor are more important than anybody in this film.
That's true.
And then I would also maybe say, you know, Odin is like kind of right there. Is he? Is he right there?
No.
Maybe not.
I think the people
Anyway.
in this film are more important than Odin. But you're right. Thor and Loki are more important than Scott Lang.
And then
for sure.
like the expansion of the universe, it's funny. It expands it outward, and this one expands it inward.
True. Yeah.
So it's very interesting. What do we think is more valuable? You know, that quantum realm stuff or the whole 9 realms and Asgard and gods? Go ahead.
I just thinking of the Loki series would probably say Thor and Loki, because then we go into this tangent of the
Yeah,
multiverse.
which is going to be super important.
Yeah, and that's something that they've been like. It's a later on thing, but they hint at it a lot about the multiverse and there being different
But they
versions.
hint about it in this film. They hint about the multiverse.
Exactly. So
Like that's another thing. Like the visuals we see in the quantum realm. When we get to Doctor Strange, it's going to be like interesting, interesting.
Which,
You
like, put a pin in that thought, dude. Just the design in this movie.
Yeah, we'll get to CG,
awesome.
bro.
It's
We'll
so
get to
good.
CG.
But like, no, just even the design that they chose for the Ant-Man suit.
they make
so
it look
good,
cool.
so good. In the comics, he looks so dumb. I hate it.
Oh, dude. Well,
I
half of these heroes looked super dumb.
That's
in the
true, but
Golden
like
Age.
even in comic book form, I was just like, that's stupid, you know? Where Captain America, yeah, he looks a little goofy, but it's like, you know, he looks like someone you would like kind
like
of
a
respect or
superhero.
something, you know? Yeah, he looked like a superhero. Ant-Man is just like looks terrible in the comics, in my opinion. So they do a great job with that. All the like the whole like Doctor Strange, like weird things that when he gets in the quantum realm, so cool.
They just put it through a kaleidoscope.
Even the effect that he has when he grows and he shrinks, very cool as well. I think they just whoever they did, like, what would that be? Is that a producer's job? I don't know whose job that is for all that design, the effects and everything like that.
Oh, those are artists. Those are like CG artists. Just artists.
They did a really good job with this. Sorry, continue.
Yeah,
No.
dude, I have no idea which film is more important because like the tie-in to Endgame, a tie-in to the multiverse, which is once the next Ant-Man comes out, that's also going to be blown up.
Yeah. No, I think this goes under Thor though, personally.
What's
Below Thor right now.
What's below Thor?
Captain America.
The first one?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is over that. Like you do get Cap and you do get important stuff there, the Infinity Stone. But this one still, like this sets up a lot. Like this sets up a lot. Whereas that sets up very specific things.
I remember
Below Thor?
Is it below Thor though? Like the stuff that happens in Endgame and the multiverse stuff, and like it's important. It's super important. But like on the character side, it kind of lacking.
Yeah. Well, I say below Thor now that now that we're talking about it, because I mean it just touches on everything. I mean it doesn't flesh anything out yet. So
yeah,
I
think you're right.
Yeah, and I'm glad that you really pulled it apart, Nate, because at first my instinct was like, oh, above Thor, totally
exactly.
easy.
I was all right. Yep, we're moving on.
Yeah, no,
and he's
I'm glad you.
Yeah, I'm not so sure. And he's like, and then it got
I had the exact same gut feeling, but I was like, all right, but I need to think about it. Like, we can't just go on gut feeling because we need to actually like be able to know why we're putting things where they're at.
See, because I did that with Rise of Skywalker. I went to the movies, I saw it, and I thought I loved it, and then Frank started picking it apart, and then I just sat there for a little while, and I was just like, wow, he has a lot of good points. I was like, I don't like this movie as much as I thought I did.
That was me with The Last Jedi.
I knew I didn't like that when I saw it.
Speaking of Star Wars, the Yellowjacket's like laser sound effect is
that is the blaster.
Straight blaster sound effects from Star Wars. Like straight out.
Also, it's not in the Marvelous Facts, but there's this thing that Kevin Feige tried to do with every movie in Phase 2 is that somebody lost an arm, and it was in homage to Star Wars because they had already bought Star Wars with that. Like, if you think about it, every movie in Phase 2, somebody loses an arm, which is okay.
Let's go through it. So, who lost an arm in this one?
So with this one, it's kind of strange, but if you notice that when
Yellowjacket,
Yellowjacket, he starts disappearing, his arm goes first.
That's
and
weak.
Then it's everything. Yeah, it is.
That doesn't count.
Also in Thor: The Dark World, when he cuts off his arm, it's an illusion. It's not really his arm.
Yeah, that doesn't count either. I guess it's just a motif thing instead of a like narrative thing.
Hey, I mean, they get their arms back, robotic arms. It's cool.
Who loses an arm in Avengers? Oh, it's Claw.
Yep.
Ulysses Claw.
Who loses it in Cap, Winter Soldier?
Yeah, I was like, that one's obvious.
Is it the the one he's using? Okay, because technically he loses that arm in the other Captain America film.
They don't show it though. In this one, they
but
show it.
Want to count it? That's fine. How about in Iron Man 3?
In Iron Man 3, I can't remember.
Oh, the Mandarin gets his arm chopped off and then grows it back, right?
That's right. Yeah, I think it is that. Yeah.
Dude, this guy's so weak on his arm cutting off stuff. It's like this one doesn't count because it grows back. This one doesn't count because he blew up. This one doesn't count because it's an illusion. That one was in the last movie. Claw counts though. Claw lost his arm for real.
Yeah. Which I didn't remember that, dude, until we watched that again.
I totally remember that. That's a great scene, dude. I love that scene. Hey, isn't there news? What's the news on Andy Serkis? Isn't he doing some big movie that's going to be dope? Do you guys remember? Babe, do you remember? The next movie Andy Serkis is doing that everybody's excited about?
It's called Circus.
It's a circus movie.
No, it has nothing to do with circus. It has nothing to do with the circus.
It's exciting. Like, babe, can you look it up for me, please?
Go
ahead.
The villain.
He's not like vomit worthy like some of the other villains.
He's no Malekith.
Oh, they won't care about that. All right, never mind. You guys won't care because you guys are plebeians with no novel culture.
No taste. I went to go see an A24 film last week, okay? Don't you talk to me.
Nope.
Oh my god.
How dare
I gotta say. This movie suffers from what a lot of superhero movies suffer from, where it's like it's all about the origin and him becoming a superhero, so there's just no time for the villain. Because like what we see from the villain is fine. It's cliche. It's been done, but none of it's bad. You know, but it's like just uninspired. I mean, his character design's pretty good.
It is really good. I like it.
You mean the suit?
Yeah.
Okay.
The bald guy. Yeah, the way they designed that human.
Super smooth. Super smooth.
Shout out. He's actually. I saw him from House of Cards, like season 1, maybe 2. He gets murdered by.
His character's so much better in that, though.
Yeah, it's way more interesting. Feel bad for the actor.
Yeah, I feel like he had plenty of screen time, but not enough like in the suit time.
Mm.
He didn't. Yeah, he didn't have enough in the suit time. I honestly don't think he had enough screen time. Not by a lot, but definitely not enough.
I remember watching it the first time. I was like, ugh, so weak. And then I rewatched it and I'm like,
So
they put the
so
pieces there, but
It's
they're
just
just
so
like,
basic and
yeah,
boring,
yeah.
uninspired.
Because they do that huge thing of, oh, you know, if he shrinks down and everything, it's affecting his mind. You know, it actually does brain damage and everything, which is a really cool detail. But
They never show that really though.
yeah, and when he's already losing it and everything, it's like we've never seen him shrink at that point, even, you know. So
And
it's like,
and it's all just like the cliche, like this guy's evil, he doesn't like sheep. It's all the cliches.
Doesn't
like,
like he was
It's
a
just-
failed shepherd.
oh my god.
Exactly. You know, it's just very like it's not bad. It's just like uninspired.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's, yeah, I mean that maybe could have been helped if he's just two dimensional. He's as two dimensional as it gets. So it's like nobody's gonna get interested.
I'm gonna spit two facts for you. When Cross brings the Hydra agents into the room,
What
where
the
the
hell
yellow
was that? I thought Hydra was destroyed.
There's always Hydra.
cut one head off, what is it? Two more appear. When Cross begins, the Hydra agent, brings the Hydra agents into the room where the Yellowjacket suit is stored. One of them has part of a tattoo showing above his collar. It is the symbol of the 10 Rings terrorist group that kidnapped Tony Stark.
That's super dope. Another tiny Easter egg, I'm not sure if you have it, is when Scott Lang first goes into AntMan mode. No. When he's escaping the prison in AntMan mode. So the second time he goes in AntMan mode, he lands on a newspaper, and the newspaper says, "Do you remember what the newspaper said, babe?"
Because I don't remember. I'm just talking about it.
Something like who's responsible for
Oh,
Sokovia or
yeah.
something like that.
Yeah. Which,
Did you have that
of
one?
course. I saw it. I didn't think it was interesting enough to put in there.
Ties into Age of Ultron. Come on, man. It's
yeah,
cool.
Age of Ultron and Civil War. That's right. That's the next film. But I don't know. It's fine. Yellowjacket in this film is a combination of Ant-Man villains. One of them is Yellowjacket, a mentally unstable alter ego of Pym. Darren Cross, a villainous businessman and enemy of Scott Lang. And Eric O'Grady, an an amoral and selfish person with Pym Tech, who also was the fourth Ant-Man.
Interesting.
Arm and Hammer.
Which, if you think about it, Hank Pym was the first one. His wife was the second one. Scott Lang's the third one.
Mm-hmm.
He's the fourth guy to be tiny. Also, in What If, we get evil Hank Pym, alternate eagle, alternate.
Alternate Eagle.
Was it alter ego? Alter ego, Yellowjacket. There we go. It's all there. Everything's connected.
Everything's connected. All right, where are we ranking him in the MCU villains? Should I
at
do
the
the
bottom.
bottom? Okay. Start it from the bottom. Malekith, Aldrich, Killian, Abomination.
Okay. I think we're already here.
Oh.
Really?
Okay, he's better than Aldrich. Yeah, he is better because he just looks cooler and
Yeah.
he's less stupid.
Yeah.
He's boring but less stupid.
Mm-hmm.
And think about,
Abomination.
I think he's better than Abomination because, I mean, all he has to do is shrink down, go inside you, and go pew, 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 pew.
He also looks better than Abomination too.
Definitely looks better.
But
Yeah.
I feel like when we come to two-dimensional characters, like they're very comparable. You know what I mean? Maybe this guy's a little bit cleaner, at least in presentation.
Sure.
Who's on top of Abomination?
Obadiah. I think he's definitely under
below Obadiah.
for sure.
Obadiah
I
is
agree.
way more cool and memorable.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
Built it in a
over
cave. It's a
Abomination.
box of scraps.
Yeah. He's very similar to Abomination,
Mm-hmm.
both in like how they tell him to, like very two-dimensional, doesn't get cool looking until the very end. So yeah, I think, but he's just a little bit less stupid, just a little bit less stupid.
Yeah.
He's like, this guy isn't stupid, and he does make sense. He's just boring, other than how he looks at the end.
Agreed.
Very similar to Abomination.
Yeah. But he's just above it, right? We're putting him at
Yeah, I think
above.
he's just above
Yeah.
Abomination.
Okay. So he's going to be the new number 8.
Agreed.
That's low. We have so many movies already.
Yeah, dude.
We have 8, and there's like 3 under him. Like crap.
Yeah.
Stop watching movies.
Robert Downey Jr. performances. What do you guys say?
Dude,
Just kidding.
His daddy was there. That was a good
true.
performance.
Yeah.
He
Howard
killed it.
Stark. By the way,
Out. Go ahead.
I was just about to shout out how I remember when I first watched this movie, and there's that opening scene, you know, where he walks in and everything, and he's like, how dare you, like, blah, blah, blah. Anyways, I remember that scene when I first watched it in theaters, and I was like, okay, you're trying to make this guy look tough. I get it. Blah, blah, blah. But now seeing Ant-Man and the Wasp, that enhances this so much, where he was all like, don't talk about my wife. I'm like, yeah, don't talk about his wife, you idiot. Like, she was awesome. And like, also, like,
Keep my wife's name.
Dude, holy crap. Did Will Smith watch this movie right before the Oscars?
Yep.
Oh, that was
Dude, how many
perfect.
times is that slap gonna come back? Dude, that's gonna be like one of the defining moments of the 20 decades in
Yes.
culture. It's the Will Smith slap.
But anyways, right when he's all like, God, that was perfect. Where he's like, oh yeah, you know, maybe you should have protected her or whatever. I was like, no, that legitimately is like, how dare you, sir? Like, how dare you? And it made me like Hank Pym a lot more. I like this character a lot more than the first time I watched it.
Yeah. I don't remember why, but I remember that first scene being like lame because I also thought he looked bad the first time I watched it.
Oh, he looked amazing.
Incredible. There's like only sometimes, like when it's not focused on him and he's like just part of everybody, it falters a little bit. But like I forgot how freaking, I don't know, dude. I'm kind of convinced that they touched this up after the movie came out when they threw it on Blu-rays and because I do not remember it looking that good. Like
I was impressed. I remember
like the
every
best
time-
de-aging they've ever done.
Yeah, one of
It's
the
like
best.
is it the first
and
time
Kurt
they've done it?
Russell.
No, they did it in Winter Soldier as well. No, that was
They did?
aging though. That was aging, not de-aging.
No, I'm talking about de-aging.
De-aging.
It looks phenomenal, bro.
It looks great.
Anyway, that was a good scene.
Yeah, for sure it was. I'm trying
Should
to
we get
see.
the CG?
Yes, CG is next. You know what? Let's throw this one in there. At first, the film was meant to focus on the original Ant-Man, Hank Pym. However, Pym developed several personalities, one of whom abused his girlfriend, and producers decided he was not family-friendly. Instead, the focus shifted to Scott Lang, with Pym as a mentor and supporting character.
You know, the burglar.
Yeah.
Non-violent.
But
Non-violent.
honestly, as I was watching this movie, I had that thought before I read that, where I was like, I'm glad this is about Scott Lang instead of Hank Pym. As much as I really like Hank Pym this time around, I'm glad it focuses on Scott Lang.
Yeah. It's more interesting. I remember when
Yes.
before the movie came out, I was like, why aren't they doing Hank Pym? Like there's so much more material on him. He has so much more backstory, like so much more interesting. And I knew that stuff about that character. But same ones, I agree. Like I'm glad they did it. It's more interesting. It's a more well-rounded story.
Mhm.
And like I buy that like that version of Hank, even this version of Hank Pym did some shady stuff.
Oh,
Like,
yeah. Yeah.
CG.
CG. Let's talk about it.
Eric, thoughts?
The shrinking aspect and the growing aspect were super cool to watch.
Yep.
My favorite part, I think, is any time they blew something up. Thomas the Train breaking through your roof.
Great.
That was cool. This isn't a keychain tank.
Awesome.
Super sweet. And then when we got the train chase, that's really
Such
awesome.
a good moment.
So. I don't know if it's it's up there. I don't think
Yeah,
it's
up there.
I don't think it's like number 1 or number 2, but it's up there.
a couple things I want to throw out there. Like, so at this point, and I think I mentioned it in Guardians, like the Marvel movies have now settled in on their CG just schmear. Like all their CG kind of looks the same. All of it looks good, but not hyper realistic. But it works extra well in this film because so much of the film is miniature, and so much of like they do such a good job with what is it, man? When you are filming or taking a picture of something that is super tiny, then you have like a very focal focal point where like just the middle is focused and everything else on the lens. It's not that. Everything else on the lens is kind of defocused. I'm trying to remember if they lifted this straight from the Lego movie, because the Lego movie does it even better. And I'm trying to remember if this came out before the Lego movie.
It did.
And it did come out before the Lego movie?
Yeah.
Yeah, because in the Lego movie, they perfected it. Like that looks real. Like it looks stop motion, and it's not. And in this one, it just fits so well because it's like, yeah, it's not hyper realistic, but nobody really knows like what things would look like at that scale. So the MCU schmear kind of just blends it all together on top of that, the focus effect. It just looks great. And like, yeah, they're so creative with just these CG scenes of like him. The ants look deluxe. It's like everything looks so great. And because this kind of CG just looks really good in miniature.
Yeah, for sure. I read a fact, I didn't put it on here, but that even in the CG, they purposefully made dust particles bigger because that's, how it'd be. But also, whenever anything is small, whenever they are small, it looks great to me. But since I was looking out for it, when they explode / whatever, the cross industries, I think that scene looked bad. But that was like one.
It's like tiny and
yeah. So I think it's like one out of how many CGI scenes.
I do think that anytime we have a big CG shot that is at life size, it's just that generic Marvel CG schmear, which, like I said, doesn't look bad but doesn't look amazing. There's very little practical. The little bit of practical that we do get, like when the guards are shooting up the little model of like cross technology or something, like that looks great because it's actually like they're exploding a little miniature set. It looks great. Yeah, but it looks really good. Give us the list.
Number 1, Guardians. Number 2, Avengers. Number 3, Iron Man. Number 4, Winter Soldier. And number 5, Iron Man 2.
Okay, I think it's definitely over Winter Soldier.
I agree. I think that's exactly where it should go.
Is it though? I like that miniature stuff looks so good. And like the whole quantum realm sequence,
like I
said, that was freaking awesome.
I think
it might be over Iron Man.
Yeah, that's where I'd put it too, above Iron Man.
And then what's above Iron Man?
The Avengers.
So tough, dude, because like the Hulk looks perfect.
Yeah.
So tough.
And the Chitauri are just
yeah, dude. That whole final battle is just flawless.
So
Iron Man looks great in it.
Yeah, man, it's close, but it's under Avengers for me.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah, all right, I can go with that.
It's good though. Like all the films, this one up, and even Iron Man looks phenomenal. Yeah, it looks great.
Number 3.
Number 3, my lord.
Wait, number 3, number 4.
Wait.
No, Guardians, Avengers, and now Ant-Man
Oh,
above Iron Man.
Why I thought was sorry, totally right. It's great. Yeah, I think this might be. Never mind.
It's time to guess the Rotten Tomato score.
It's the prices. I mean, the Rotten Tomato score is right.
Oof. I already know.
Did you look it up?
No. I just have a guess.
Go for it.
I got 77.
Ooh.
I guess 82.
Ooh. just to be right in the middle, I'm gonna say 80. Let's see.
You're a jerk.
It
Gotta be in
is
the 80s.
83.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
You said
I'd
80.
say I'm close.
Did you say 82?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's good.
nice.
No, it's better than a 70s, bro. It's a good movie.
You know, also just looking at the cast real quick, I completely forgot that T.I. was in this movie.
Yeah, you didn't know that?
I knew that person, but I never made the connection that he is
Yeah, it's
T.I.
him.
I was like,
So
that's...
such a weird role for him
Yeah.
to be in, but it's
Yeah.
great.
And speaking
I
of...
was like, that guy's a rapper.
Yeah.
Sure, a rapper.
Wait, he's a rapper, right?
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he is.
Okay.
But I'm just like,
I'm not crazy. Is he not a rapper?
No, it just covers candy.
That's
a dad joke.
Speaking of that crew and everything, I loved Michael Peña's character. He was awesome, and he's such a
standout,
gem
bro.
to the MCU. Oh my god, I love him
He's
so much.
great, dude.
And got a few
Just
facts about
You
him.
want to be his friend. He
Oh yeah, totally.
does wine tastings. He goes to art galleries. Like, this guy's the best, dude.
Luis, played by Michael Peña, was based on a real friend of Peña, Pablo, who is a minor criminal and talks just as rapidly as Luis does.
I totally buy it.
Of course, yeah. Like, I know quite a few Mexicans, and I'm pretty sure I've met somebody that talks that fast.
He's met Luis. he knows Luis.
Oh man,
Are we the good guys now?
so good. Oh, and all of them, not just him. Like that whole like trio
Bro,
is just
freaking
so good.
Baba Yaga, man. He doesn't even say
Baba
it in
Yaga.
this film, and I'm so like, Baba Yaga. It's so great, dude. I love it.
Oh man, and that's where like this humor is still very different than Guardians, but I still love it. Like this is like there
Not
was
enough to watch it again.
the fact that I'm still laughing out loud to these jokes. Like that says something, you know.
Oh, good for you, bro. I didn't laugh. I chuckled, maybe. I don't even think I chuckled.
Like there's that one part where
smiled a lot.
he walks into his daughter's birthday party, and he's like, "Really? That's that ass hat?" She's like, "Language." He's like, "What?" I said hat.
I know,
I love
so
that. I
great.
was like, that was perfect. That was so good. Oh man. All right. Let's talk about the soundtrack.
I know that there's at least one or two songs in this that are good, but I cannot remember them. Can you guys?
No, I can't.
I can't remember either. I just remember the end credit song.
What was it?
It was just orchestral, but it sounded really heisty, really, you know, like yeah, like that kind of vibe, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And that made me think. I was like, you know how we talked about Winter Soldier just being straight up like a spy movie. This one, it's like it doesn't get those vibes as hard, but it straight up is a heist movie in the MCU, and it's just, again, it's fleshing out that, you know, what can the MCU do? Does it need to be, you know, the same person
That's what I'm
fighting a
saying.
CGI
It's like-
character every time, like superhero movies used to be? Like, no, this is like, it's fresh with every iteration.
And yeah, it's definitely the Edgar Wright bleeding through, because like Baby Driver, heist
That
movie.
movie's so good, dude.
Yeah, give us the list for music. It's definitely one of the generic ones, but I
Mhm.
don't know why I feel like there's some track in there that is memorable, but I guess I couldn't remember it. So
Well, one of the songs is by the Commodores. It's
Oh,
called
The
I'm
Cure. One of them was The Cure.
yeah, at the very end, it was
Oh,
Disintegration.
I do remember that. Playing The Cure.
I'm gonna say the bottom half. Okay.
Yeah, it is over a bunch of stuff though.
Yeah. Incredible Hulk, Thor, Dark World, Captain America, Iron Man 3.
All right, stop.
I think it's better than Iron Man.
Why did
No,
you put Iron Man 3 over Captain America? What was
Because
in Iron Man 3?
AC/DC.
Was there? No, dude.
Oh wait, no, that was
No.
one of the ones that didn't have AC/DC.
But they still had rock songs and stuff like that. Plus, I don't know. I can't remember
Captain
exactly.
America's theme is interesting.
It is. Yeah.
Why do
I
you
don't
put
know.
Iron Man over that?
I can't remember, dude. At a certain point, you're not going to be able to remember why we put things places. Don't doubt yourself, Nate. Don't doubt yourself.
No, I'm not doubting myself. Like, I know there's a reason. I just want to remember the reason.
I think this goes under Iron Man.
I don't know if it goes over Cap. What?
I can see an argument where it doesn't either.
I think Eric's looking up the soundtrack for Iron Man 3.
Trying.
Is there anything in there? There's got to be something. Why the heck did we put it over Cap? Because Cap at least has like a cohesive, memorable, like we know, like, oh, it's America music.
It's
Like,
American.
what does Iron Man 3 have? You know?
I can't remember.
I'm sure it has something. Like, I'm sure it has something that we said that puts it over Cap.
Oh wait, Iron Man 3 had blue at the beginning.
Oh, that's
Oh,
right.
Yeah, that alone does put it over.
Yes.
That does put it over. All right, I say it goes under Cap.
Yeah.
What do you guys say?
What do you think, Eric? We haven't got
Above?
Under
Under Cap.
or over Cap?
That's the debate. Under or over Cap?
I'd say under.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm totally cool with that. Yeah.
Because like, Cap has the marching band music. It's like, it's got some stuff.
Yeah. It's fine, but like a lot of it, you're just like, meh.
I don't even listen to The Cure.
Yeah, neither do I. But in the end, it's like, yeah, it fits, but it's like
Not enough.
Yeah.
It's too little, too late.
So that's the new number 8.
That's again number 8.
Number 8, bro. That's where it's going to rank in the MCU. You know? Just kidding. I don't think it's going to be that low, but we'll see. Okay. Interesting. Now, let me throw some marvelous facts at you.
Marvelous.
I knew there was something with Iron Man 3, bro. Like, there has to be something that puts it over Cap.
That was mostly me, I think, though.
Yeah.
Oh, no, dude, for sure. It's something, you know? It's like, that's fun. That's interesting. Something.
Hank Pym wants Scott to use the AntMan technology to pull off a heist. In the comics, Lang stole the AntMan suit from Pym in hopes of pulling off enough heists to save his sick daughter. When Pym found out, he allowed him to keep the suit as long as he used it for heroic purposes.
Yeah, it's a good evolution.
Yep. Ant-Man is the first film in the MCU to feature a reference to Spider-Man, the rights to whom were recently obtained by Marvel Studios. During Luis's flashback with his cousin near the end of the film, the reporter says that there's a guy that can jump, a guy that can swing, and a guy that can climb on walls.
They're talking about Spider-Man because he would have been Spider-Man in this film.
Exactly.
Just starting out right now.
And people know about him. Like, he's in the news and stuff, you know? He's not super high key, but
well, yeah, like, I don't know if he's in the, I guess he is in the news, but like, it would, for a guerrilla reporter that's like looking for stuff like this, like, he'd know about the Spider-Man.
Here's a good one I wanted to talk about. According to Michael Douglas, the costume for Paul Rudd had to be altered because of his muscles. Rudd had gone on an extensive training and workout regimen in order to build the proper muscle size for a superhero. But Rudd had become so muscular, they had to soften the suit up. And a little side note to that, he, instead of doing like a whole bunch of weight training like some of the other heroes, he did a lot of gymnastics as well.
Looks great.
He looks awesome. Yeah.
Life goals.
Right?
Honestly, like
he wrecks the Falcon. He wrecks the future Captain America.
That's true. Yeah.
I just love that.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
Huge fan.
And honestly, like, his definition is like, it's something that I'm like, where Chris Pratt, we just saw Chris Pratt recently, and it's like, that's like, that transformation is like crazy. But with him, it's like, okay, he looks good. He looks really good. But in the back of my mind, I'm like, get there. I could get there.
I think we could all get there if we lived at the gym.
I'm just looking for that like Iron Man bod.
Oh,
Like, I look like a guy that can operate machinery.
the
With your voice.
Exactly.
All right. Let's talk about the after credit scene.
Dude, it's so hype.
Which one are we
one?
doing?
Oh, we got to do the cool one, the last one.
The second? Really?
Well,
Dude, the one with Cap and freaking the Falcon and Sebastian Stan.
But that's straight out of Civil War.
No, it's not. It's altered.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, that scene is not in Civil War. It's a different take.
Okay. What was the first one again?
Oh, great. What was the first one? See, it's exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I can't remember.
Oh my gosh. See, I watched it 3 days ago now. Dang, it's all rusty.
Is the first one Michael Pena doing his like, I know a guy that knew.
No, I remember. It's Hank showing the Wasp suit.
That's right,
yeah,
the
yeah.
Wasp. That's better.
Which is cool.
Yeah.
Dude, it's not better.
It
than
matters
Captain
more to this
America
film,
one.
dude. And since
Who
it's the same,
cares?
since
It's cool. It's not as cool. It's not as all right. You guys tell me objectively. Did you get goosebumps when they freaking were introducing the Wasp?
I didn't get goosebumps in the other one.
Dude, it was so cool. I remember in theaters, like, because it's like a completely it's a tone shift, and it's like we're looking at all these characters, and it's like, oh my god, I want to see that movie now. You know, they talk about the Accords, they talk about Tony. It's like I remember being in theaters. It's like, man, I want to see that right now. Like this movie was good, but I want to see that now. And then right now, watching it, I was like it wasn't goosebumps. I was like, oh, I'm so hyped for the next movie.
What do you think, Eric?
What was the question?
Oh my god.
which after credit scene should we rank?
Did we rank?
The one with the Wasp or the one where
Nate is so excited about the other one. Let's just do that one.
Okay, fine.
Let's give
Winston,
him a-
why is the Wasp better? Like,
Because
hold up. Forget the connections, all right? Just like as a scene and as emotion, like which one is more interesting? Which one is cooler?
Okay, look, let's put it this way. Okay, the first time I watched this movie, I was much more excited about the second one.
Yeah.
Rewatching it, the first one is way more important to this movie. And like, since the other scene, okay, I thought it was the same scene. It's technically a different scene, but that still happens in that movie.
Yeah.
So I'm like, this other one doesn't happen anywhere but in that end credit scene. You know?
Yeah, dude, but like the whole point of an after credit scene
It's just to
like,
get people
you
excited.
hyped. And it's like, yes, the Wasp, like it's getting you hyped. Like the Wasp is coming. Like it's a thing. Like that is cool. That is a thing I had in the back of my head. Like I want to see the Wasp. Like she's going to be a cool character. But it was like that other one is like, dude, it might be number one for me. That's how cool that
Wow.
second one is, dude.
Whoa.
No, bro.
Okay,
You're
you're right.
crazy.
It's not number one, but it's up there. It's
Sure.
freaking up there for me.
Honestly, yeah. I could see it going above number 3, where it's Winter Soldier and the twins.
Exactly.
Okay. Yeah, let's rank that one. Fine.
Whereas, like, where would freaking the Wasp go?
Waspy. It would be under, for sure. It'd be lower. It'd be
Exactly.
probably
It's like-
above Hulk.
Just for
Tony
the
Watson
sake
too.
of the list, why are we going to rank the worst?
Okay.
The worst
Okay.
scene.
Okay. Fine. So
That's right, Winston. Fine.
the top of the list is
Thanos.
Avengers,
So
Ultron.
good.
I'm sorry, Avengers showing Thanos. 2 is Ultron, Thanos grabbing the gauntlet. 3 is Winter Soldier showing the twins.
All right, I think it's right there. It's right below Thanos. Thanos is the only thing that's cooler than this.
I agree.
Sure.
Sure. New number 3.
Who's the other dog, Eric?
Oh, we're dog sitting. It's
Oh, okay. Cool.
Julia's aunt and uncle.
Her aunt and uncle is a dog.
Yes.
Yep. That is her aunt and uncle right there.
It's crazy.
And uncle.
those shrinking tests
Something went horribly
did
wrong.
not work out, man.
Oh my gosh, freaking Full Metal Alchemisting it over here, huh? Hank Pym mentions that not wearing a proper helmet might unbalance the brain's chemistry, which is what sent Cross insane. Sorry. In the comics, Hank Pym actually did suffer from mental disorders, though their cause is unknown. As we said, he already had history of abusing people and stuff. This is I'm going to say this one right before we get into ranking the phases. Or do you want to do that after we rank the movie? What do you guys say?
No, we can do the movies last.
Okay. So this is important because we talked about, at least I did, about I feel like it's stupid that this is at the end of a phase. It should have been Ultron instead. This kind of explains it. The idea...
It does, I will say, the fact that it leads and hints at Civil War does give it credence as an epilogue. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Because like the epilogue of a book, especially in a series, is supposed to give you an idea of what the sequel's going to be. You know what I mean?
Sure.
And it's like, this is the epilogue of phase 2, and it does tie into a ton of stuff in phase 3. It ties into Civil War, it ties into Endgame, you know, it ties into a lot of stuff.
But honestly, I think that's why it would have been a better intro to phase 3.
Yeah, but dude, this is not a banger. You know, if you want to start your phase with a banger.
I guess so. Yeah. Anyways, the idea of a potential Ant-Man movie had been kicked around before Marvel had its own movie studio. Once the MCU was founded, there were plans to include him in the Phase 1 films and be a member of the Avengers. Thanos' plans fell through. I'm sorry. Those plans fell through, and he was supposed to have a film in Phase 2 instead. The movie was then pushed back to become the first part of Phase 3 until it was decided that this movie would actually be the finale of Phase 2 after Age of Ultron, and that Captain America Civil War would lead to Phase 3. In short, its release date didn't change so much as its classification.
And also, like, Civil War as the beginning of Phase 3 fits more than this film does. Because, like, what happens in Civil War...
It changes everything.
Yeah, it sets up Phase 3.
Yeah.
Whereas this one just hints and drops ideas for Phase 3.
Sure.
You know, it doesn't set up Phase 3 the way that Civil War does. So you are right. It's not as good of an epilogue as Far From Home, but it's still... I mean, it tries. It is an epilogue.
Yeah, and it's just more than me. It's just like I find it to be a strange choice rather than like, oh, I hate it. You know, it's just kind of like, why? Like, ended on an Avengers. Doesn't that make more sense? But anyways, where? So, okay, let's rank the phases. Phase 1 and Phase 2.
Tough one, man. Let's talk about the heavy hitters of the phases. So Phase 1 has
Iron Man.
Avengers, Iron Man. That's it, right? Those are the only two heavy hitters.
Those are the two heavy hitters, yeah, because there's Cap and Thor.
It explains. I mean, it's easy enough. How fast did we go through Phase 1? How fast do we go through Phase 2? It's easy enough to figure out.
Well, Phase 1 took us forever because Hulk. Which one took forever to edit? It was the Hulk, right?
I think it was.
Yeah, because Hulk is such a atrocity. We honestly, we should take that into account. What are the heavy hitters of the phases, and what are the stinkers of the phases?
Honestly.
So the only heavy hitters are Avengers and Iron Man.
Yeah.
For Phase 2, we have
Winter Soldier,
Captain America, Winter Soldier,
Guardians
of the Galaxy. Is that it?
I think it was the only heavy hitters. Yeah,
because Thor's not a heavy hitter.
Mm-mm.
Iron Man's not a heavy hitter.
Age of Ultron.
Ant-Man's not a heavy
Ant-Man.
hitter. Age of Ultron's not a heavy hitter. And that's it, right?
Yeah.
I'm not missing one?
I don't think so.
And then, okay, so honestly, they're kind of tied there. Because, like, Avengers, you know, like, Avengers and Winter Soldier are, like, you know, when it comes to how good they are similar. And then Iron Man 1 and... It's like Avengers is better than Winter Soldier, even though it's not in our list. Like, that's an argument. But then Iron Man is not as good as Guardians. Even though I think we don't do that in our list at all. I think we put both of those movies over both.
Also think
movies.
About this, like Thor Dark World is definitely a low, you know?
but it's not as bad as Hulk though.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true. I forgot about Hulk.
This is really hard.
I think Phase 2 goes above it.
I think Phase
Just
2 goes
barely.
above it.
Oh, Iron Man 3.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
Iron Man
you
3
said
is not
that.
a stinker.
Oh.
I
It's
wouldn't
like
count
middle
that
of
as
the
a
road.
low. Yeah, it's just like meh, just like Age of Ultron. It's like meh.
Yeah, just like Age of Ultron, just like Ant-Man isn't bad, but it's also in middle of the road. Same as Thor, same as the first Captain America.
Yeah, it's not. It's B. It's B class. It's not A class. Not S tier.
It's not
Tier.
F either.
It's not F.
Yeah.
No, definitely not F.
I feel like the Phase 2.
It's like,
Are-
which phase would you rather watch? You know what I mean?
That's so hard, man.
Yeah, it is. This is hard. It's like, would you rather watch Iron Man and Avengers and that whole phase? Or would you
Or
rather watch, Winter
Soldier,
Soldier and Guardians? And
I think for me, it's Phase 2.
I think it is too, just because the middle tier is better.
Mm-hmm.
Like the middle tier is better. Like Ant-Man is more interesting than Thor and Cap 1.
Yep.
Phase 2 then.
It's
Phase 2 it is.
close though.
Yeah.
Once we get the other phase though, that's gonna be a quick conversation.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Flip it.
Okay.
We're not missing any lists.
Let me take a quick glance at it. Okay, we already did importance.
Fight
Costume
scene.
doesn't matter.
Fight scene. Train.
Mo-
Action scene.
Train.
Wow.
Yeah, it's got to be that one. It's so good.
The train. Okay.
Yeah, dude, that whole final fight was legit, dude. The whole final heist/fight sequence is great.
It was too legit.
Too quick.
Too legit to quit.
All right, start at top.
At top. Okay. Winter Soldier highway scene. Avengers War in New York. Iron Man Gomera fight. Ultron Hulk versus Tony.
Okay. Age of Ultron, Hulkbuster versus Hulk. I still think that's better than what we get here.
For sure.
Yeah.
Guardians final fight.
Okay, we're close here.
Mm-hmm.
Real close here.
Number 6 is
What's
Iron
below?
Man 3 final fight, and I think
Oh,
it's
It's
better.
over
than
Iron Man 3.
Yes, that's where I think it goes.
Okay, but why? There's
Guardians
an argument to be said that it's better than Guardians, because the final fight in Guardians is we get the really dope Groot scene,
Mhm.
but then everything other than that is good, but not that amazing. Whereas this whole heist/fight scene is just really interesting to watch. With the changes in size and the tank blowing up and the train blowing up and Michael Pena punching people, all the ants. I mean, it might be better than what we get in Guardians 1.
What do you think, Eric?
There is more emotional catharsis in Guardians, though, with that ending, with all of them holding the stone.
Mm-hmm. And then with the Nova Corps trying to stop it and everything, that's super cool.
We also get that emotional stuff when he's in the subatomic, the quantum realm.
Mhm.
Okay. As much as I love Guardians, I think you're right, Nate.
Are you sure? I don't know, man. It's like,
Well,
Nate's doubting himself now.
dude, it's hard.
all
I
I
just want to
can
get all the cards on the table. That's all I'm saying. Like, let's get them all on the table and see where we're at.
Well, the only thing I can really remember from the Guardians is what you said about Groot, and then Rocket's blaster, and then Ronan getting hit with the Milano. Like, besides that, I'm just like, I mean, there was like some punches here and there, but nothing that really stood out. Like, you're right. When it comes to this scene, there's just so much of it, and it's so entertaining to watch. Like, when you get the perspective of, like, the little girl watching the fight, and you see these pieces being thrown, and you're like, oh man, it's going to be like this huge crash, and then it's like, it's so cool.
It's just more interesting. It's
more interesting. Yeah, I do agree. It's more interesting the Guardians fight for sure. So, is that where we're putting it?
Yeah, over Guardians.
Over Guardians, new number 5. Sweet.
The number 5.
Okay.
Okay, we're missing any other lists.
We already touched on CGI, soundtrack, action scene,
Loki performance.
Loki performance. Yep, Tom
Hiddleston
Hiddleston. Yep.
performance.
No, that's it. So last, I can't believe this is the last fact that I decided to end it with. It's not that memorable, but still. Posters of Pingo Doce, the Brazilian soda company Bruce Banner worked for in The Incredible Hulk, can be seen in San Francisco.
That is
That
so
kinda cool.
great, dude. That is such a
kinda cool.
deep cut. That is such a deep cut. That's legit. Too legit.
Too legit. All right,
That's
gentlemen.
great.
The moment of truth. Oh, wait, no. First, Eric's list.
My list. Okay.
Where do you rank Ant-Man in the MCU, Eric? Do you want me to start the first half, the top half?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead and start.
Your top half is Avengers, Guardians, Iron Man, Winter Soldier, Age of Ultron, and Captain America.
I say it's right after Age of Ultron.
You
So
like Ultron
under?
better than this?
I like it better because the dynamic with the team. It's just, and that party scene for me like makes the movie.
Okay.
Their interactions with each other is really fun to watch.
Cool.
So
Okay, so you're putting it under Ultron, correct?
yes,
Okay. So
above Captain America.
exactly. Okay, so it's the new number 6 on
It's
your
not
list.
a bad spot. It's
Yeah.
not a bad spot at all.
It's not bad. It's not bad. Now,
You're both gonna put it in the same spot.
Maybe we'll see.
as the Those Who Geek, let's do the Those Who Geek list. The current ranking is, and this one I will do the full list every time. Winter Soldier, number 2, Avengers, number 3, Iron Man, number 4, Guardians, number 5, Age of Ultron, number 6, Captain America, number 7, Iron Man 2, number 8, Iron Man 3, number 9, Thor, and way down at the bottom, Thor: The Dark World and The Incredible Hulk. Where do we want to rank?
What's above
Ant-Man?
Iron Man 2?
Iron Man 2 is Captain America.
Captain America's above Iron Man 2?
Yes.
What's above Captain America?
Age of Ultron.
Is this better than Age of Ultron?
I
What's
think
above
it is.
Ultron?
Guardians.
It's not
Definitely
better
not
than
better than
Guardians.
Guardians. I think it goes right above Age of Ultron, personally.
Yeah, I think it does, man. Age of Ultron is not amazing. Yeah.
What do you think, Eric?
I already said my piece.
What do you think? It goes under Age of Ultron.
Okay, so
I'd rather watch this than
Yeah.
Age of Ultron.
exactly. Me too. 100%. Like Age of Ultron, it's not a bad movie, but for me, again, my personal
Honestly-
thing is Ultron is just like, it's just a little frustrating because I could see how cool that character could be, and he's not, for me in particular. So that's why. I love just like the dynamics in this movie of just how creative they are with the growing and shrinking and everything like that. It's so entertaining.
Age of Ultron is kind of like our middle bar, where it's like if you're
Yeah.
over Age of Ultron, you are a good movie. Like you just objectively, you're a good movie. You have good qualities to you. If you're under Age of Ultron, odds are you're mediocre. Like you might not be bad, but you're probably mediocre.
Yes. Agreed. Yeah, totally. So that puts Ant-Man at the new number 5.
Yeah, this movie, it punches above its weight class, man. Even I remember even at the time, like that movie is way better than it should have been. Because I remember not being not excited for Ant-Man, but it's like if this one's meh, especially coming out after Ultron, it was like it's fine. You know, it's Ant-Man.
Yeah.
And I remember watching it, I was like, that was entertaining. Like that was fun. Paul Rudd's great. Michael Pena's great. You know, Evangeline Lilly's great.
And for me, like I already said it last podcast, but like right when I heard about this movie, I was like, Ant-Man, that sounds stupid. He can grow and shrink. That sounds dumb. Stupid superhero. He can control ants. That's the lamest thing ever. This movie's gonna suck.
Superhero.
And I was just like super like negative about the whole movie, just because I didn't know anything about it, but also because the concept sounded super lame to me. But honestly, this movie was my first real exposure I can remember of Paul Rudd, like in general.
That's
yeah.
crazy.
And so like I went out of the theaters like, wow, that was way better than I thought it was gonna be. So yeah. Props to that.
So young.
Cool.
Well, that was our revisitation of Ant-Man.
And the end of phase 2.
The end of phase 2, gentlemen. But the horizon, it's so bright. Phase 3 is upon us.
How many films
and its
have we
glory.
watched? How many films have we watched so far?
We have seen
12, 11?
12.
It's crazy to think that we have finished 2 phases and we're like not even halfway through the movies we need to watch.
Yeah, dude. Phase 3 is long and it is
Yeah,
glorious.
Is it an extra 3 movies?
Oh, dude, it's
I
like
can't
an extra
remember.
like 6 movies.
No, I
Really?
don't think it's that many. I think it's like an
Dude.
extra 4, something like
Bro,
that.
just do the math. Like, there's only been what, like 3 phase 4 movies? There has not been that many phase 4 movies, bro.
No, there hasn't been.
Because it's mostly TV shows.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's like it's
It's-
Scarlet. not
It's
Scarlet
Black
Witch,
Widow,
it's Black
Black
Widow.
Widow,
Eternals,
Almost.
Shang-Chi,
and that's it.
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man. I forgot about Spider-Man. Yeah, because it's not on not on Disney
Yeah.
Plus.
And that's it, right?
Yeah.
The next one hasn't come out.
Yeah.
So that's
And
4, and
Multiverse
we're
of
at like
Madness is about to come out.
28 movies.
Yep.
So that's 24. Yeah, dude. Like it's literally double. It's 12 movies.
Where does Spider-Man come in, movie-wise? I know it's after Civil War.
Yes.
Isn't it right after?
No, it's not right after. I'd have to look it up. I can't remember. It's confusing because it's not on Disney Plus and I can't see the phase. and
Look it
everything.
up.
Let me see. Okay, fine. Fine, Nate.
I'm pretty sure it's right after.
Right now.
Phase 4 movies. Oh, not phase 4. Phase 3. Sorry. So he comes in right after Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2,
Yeah, so
right
it's-
before
it's
Thor
third.
Ragnarok.
So it's third. It goes Civil War,
It's
Guardians.
Civil
then-
War, Doctor Strange, Guardians,
okay.
Homecoming.
So it's in the middle.
Cool. So yeah, definitely stay tuned. We're gonna go into phase 3, and it is going to be. It's very exciting.
Glorious.
Very exciting for me. But
Just
tell
for you.
us, since we've already heard it, but Eric, what is the next movie on the list?
Thank you for asking, Winnie. If you didn't just hear, we have wrapped phase 2 of Marvel Revisited. And the first movie for phase 3 will be Civil War.
No. Captain.
Oh, Captain America. Civil War.
I knew.
All right, I've run out of patience. On to roost!
Hey everyone.
You're
Very
gonna do
good.
that.
Right there.
Cool.
I always forget it's a Captain America movie.
Because it's
Yeah.
not. It's not a Captain America movie. It's an Avengers movie.
It's an Avengers movie almost.
Oh, yeah.
Not
yep.
almost. It is.
Yeah. But yeah, you're also we're gonna make a new intro for
Oh,
phase
man.
3 and everything. It's gonna be
Shout outs to that.
it's gonna be exciting.
Minds will be blown.
Well, let's hope so.
Better get used to it. We have to watch 12 movies, 12 podcasts with
Yeah,
that intro.
Yeah, right. I don't even know what we're gonna do for phase 4. Like, I don't know if we're even gonna get there. But, anyways,
Pull the trumpet out, Winston.
if I had one, maybe. Thank you for joining us for our revisitation of Ant-Man. Of course, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. And
Leave a comment below if you agree or disagree.
yeah, you know.
And why don't you? This is very specific. If you know anybody who ever had an ant farm, an ant colony, I know a lot of people had.
Yeah, totally.
Why don't you talk to them? Like to tell them about Those Who Geek and about these podcasts, and tell them like, hey,
We'll start
this
our
stuff?
own
Now,
podcast
at
on
the-
Ant.
At the
Right.
end, At the end of every MCU movie, you have to somehow relate. If you know somebody who
That is
lost an arm and has a metal
what-
arm, you know,
That's
tell
exactly
'em.
what I'm gonna do.
At the end of this one, can we put in loving memory of Anthony?
Oh, that would be
Oh, yeah.
awesome. I'll see if I can make that
Dude,
happen.
next time, like, if you have a family member that died in the Civil War, watch, invite them.
Oh,
Wrong Civil
wow.
War.
Well, of course, thank you again. Have a marvelous day and stay frosty. Peace out.
Bye.